Hello, and welcome back to my playthrough of Foolish Mortals. Last time, at the end, we were transported back to the manor at the very end. So let's see what that will bring us. Yeah, I think the last autosave. Yeah. Trying to find the lost treasure of Belmore Manor, Murphy McCallan followed the advice of a witch doctor and freed the ghosts of Belmore Manor with a summoning spell. But in doing so, the witch doctor's Loa revealed itself to be a malevolent spirit, and the ghost bride, who once threw Murphy from a balcony of Belmore Manor, has now dragged him into the witch doctor's spirit pool, seemingly locked inside Belmore Manor. Murphy will have to discover why he was brought here. Ooh. Okay.
Who wanders to this ghostly trick? The prey that prays it will be quick. Do not blame that final try, for once he's in, he's sure to die.
Another ghost? Oh, this can't be good.
Welcome back to Belmore Manor, Mr. McCallan. My name is Cordelia Lockett. I do hope I haven't scared you.
To be honest, I've had my fill of ghosts for today. Perhaps I should be running along.
I'm afraid you'll need to come with me. There is someone you need to meet.
Who?
Miss Belmore.
You know, I don't think that would be such a great idea. We met twice already this evening, and I don't think she's taken much of a liking to me. What with throwing me off a balcony and pulling me into a spirit pool. Attempt to kill me once? Shame on you. Attempt to kill me twice? Shame on me, you know? I'll just go. It'll be like I was never here.
It's too late for that, Mr. McCallan. I really must insist.
What have I gotten myself into?
Miss Belmore, Mr. McCallan is here to see you.
I don't see anyone.
Yep, there she is.
I'm terribly sorry, Miss Belmore. I wasn't trying to steal from you. I didn't know anybody was still here. And then I've gotten deeper into things than I expected, and Miss Belmore? Why isn't she saying anything? Why is she crying?
This is all terribly exciting, isn't it? I'm afraid there's much more to this than you realize, Mr. McCallan.
Can she even hear me?
I don't think so, but keep trying to talk to her anyway.
What happened to her?
I can tell you all that I know, if you're brave enough to hear it.
I hope I am.
I was there on that night, all those years ago. And it wasn't Miss Belmore who was to blame. The morning of the wedding, Mr. Rackham left a gift on Miss Belmore's dresser. A small leather pouch with strange beads and strange markings. I shouldn't have been looking, but I saw her open it. It was black magic. Everyone had heard the rumours about Mr. Rackham, but I saw it with my own eyes. Miss Belmore panicked.
This art is so nice.
She threw the pouch into her music box, slammed down the lid to lock it, and threw the brooch into the fireplace. But it was too late. She was losing herself. I could see it in her eyes. Minutes later, she asked me to bring her fiancé to her room. It's bad luck to see the groom before the ceremony. She told him she didn't love him, but I don't think it was her speaking. He begged, he pleaded, his heart broke in two.
Oh.
He was devastated. I saw him head up the staircase to the balcony overlooking the garden.
Yeah, so
But
he's
oh
the one who
dear,
hung himself.
I didn't know what he was going to do. That evening, her wedding to that evil Mr. Rackham began, but it didn't go the way he had planned. Just before Miss Belmore's lips formed the words, "I do," I could see the forces battling inside her. The real love within her resisting the forged compulsion of Mr. Rackham's curse, staring into eyes that were not those of her true love. And that battle of good and evil exploded. Just like that, everyone in the house was gone,
Mm.
trapping us as ghosts to remain here forever.
Yes, you didn't all die. You got trapped in the other dimension, I
For
guess.
more than 30 years she's been like this, her mind trapped in an eternal battle between the true love in her heart and the evil magic trying to control her. More than 30 years of never-ending heartbreak. And while Miss Belmore is trapped in torment, do you realize what you've done? You've summoned all the ghosts in the house, including Mr. Rackham, that manipulator, that occultist, that devil, the cause of Miss Belmore's suffering. He's once again free to pursue his evil deeds because you released him.
Mm. But if she's been like this for 30 years, then how come she was able to throw us out earlier and tell us we weren't supposed to be there? She interacted with us, and then she interacted with us again when she pulled us into the spirit pool. Huh.
If Abigail is under a spell, how is she able
Yeah,
to attempt to
exactly.
kill me twice?
Well, it's never happened before. Maybe she's losing the fight against Mr. Rackham's curse, and the evil inside her is growing more powerful. Oh dear, it's almost too terrible to think about, isn't it?
Why is Rackham doing all this? What does he want?
He's after the same thing you are, the Belmore treasure. But he's willing to do a lot more to get it, and he doesn't care who gets hurt in the process. I'd say he's a lot more committed than you are.
I have to do something. How can we stop him?
I'm afraid I don't rightly know, but Miss Belmore might. She managed to break out of the spell once, just at the moment of the explosion when Mr. Rackham tried to carry out the wedding. Perhaps if you take her back to that moment, she might be able to break out of it again. To do that, you'll need to create a love antidote to Mr. Rackham's curse.
How can I create a love antidote?
Look in the mirror. In this reflection, she's as happy as she was on the morning of her wedding. And look, there in front of her, 4 wedding mementos and the echoed music of the wedding march, each one a touchstone of that final happy time. If you could gather those 5 things, perhaps we might bring her back to the moment she escaped the spell, even if just for a moment. There's something else you should know. Mrs. Craddock, the housekeeper, has announced that all wedding preparations are to resume upon the orders of Mr. Rackham. He plans to repeat the wedding tonight. You don't have long.
But what if I break her out of the spell and she is evil now?
I think you'll just have to take that risk.
Maybe I should go. Try to find someone who knows more about this.
Oh, don't you know? You're just as trapped within this house as any of us ghosts. Try the windows, try the doors. We all have 1,000 times. But it's no use. If you want to escape, she's your only hope.
That can't be true. I haven't died. I can't be trapped here forever like you.
In moonlight's glow, a spectral cell, and whispers of an eerie spell. No one hears his silent shout, for once he's in, he can't get out.
No amount of force or technique or desperate longing would open the door. Cordelia was right. I was trapped. And as I looked around at the house that held me, I felt both dead and alive at the same time. both awake and in a dream. Or a nightmare.
What about the groom, though? Like the real groom, the one she loved? He killed himself. Is he also trapped here, or...? Because...
The only way I could possibly free myself was to gather the 5 items to awaken the Ghost Bride. Perhaps giving her a third and final opportunity to kill me.
Because all these people are just trapped here in a as ghost in a different dimension, but they aren't actually ghosts because they aren't dead. Or they didn't die back then, at least. But the sailor, he killed himself. So is he also stuck here, or is his soul somewhere else?
Hold it right there. The dance is about to begin. I shall deal with you afterwards.
Okay. What is this?
The skill, the movement, the passion. It certainly gets the blood pumping. Now then, do you have an invitation?
An invitation?
To the waltz. This celebration is only for wedding guests. We have all manner of help running around the house who certainly aren't invited to the festivities. Imagine the smell. If you want to come in,
Well,
you'll need to
excuse
retrieve
you.
it. Rules are rules, and it's my job to enforce them. I am Mrs. Elaine Craddock, housekeeper of Belmore Manor. Who are you, anyway?
Murphy McCallan. I'm just a visitor.
Evidently.
Good evening, Mrs. Craddock.
Oh, are you still here?
I sure am.
You need to stop the wedding.
I shall do no such thing. The preparations have begun on the order of Mr. Rackham himself, and I shall see to it personally that his wishes are carried out.
But he wasn't the original groom. He's an imposter.
Another word like that, and I shall have you escorted out of the house.
Good luck trying.
Also,
I seem to
shouldn't
be
you
rather
be-
supernaturally stuck here.
Mr. Rackham is a fine man. Motivated, determined, ambitious, rich, and roguishly delectable. Precisely the type of person a well-to-do debutante like Miss Belmore should be marrying.
Not if she doesn't love him.
Love is not important amongst families of blue blood. What matters is lineage, inheritance, and continuity. That last-minute change of heart she had last
I
time
just rolled
was
my
the
eyes,
best
by the
decision
way.
she ever made. She'll be far better off with Mr. Rackham than she would be with a sailor.
She sputtered the word with such disgust I half expected her to scrub herself clean afterwards.
I mean, really, what was he going to do for her? Fetch her a fish supper, clear the decks, and sing the sailor's hornpipe? Do you
Give
get a
her a
funny
life
feeling when
of
your wealth
love?
keeps on depleting? You should never marry sailors when your funds run low.
Well, she's a bitch, isn't she? Oh no! I haven't had it on stream. Oh no. Oh well. Hopefully the recording is okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, shouldn't you be listening to Miss Belmore and not to Rackham? I mean, she's the one you work for.
There are some who think Rackham has duplicitous intentions.
The green-eyed monster. Mr. Rackham is exactly what is needed to get this household back on the straight and narrow.
What do you mean?
I don't like to speak ill of the dead.
Especially now that you're one of them?
Indeed. But I'm afraid that the Belmore brothers were becoming increasingly unusual before their disappearances. Their interests veered away from the economic and turned towards the esoteric. And now look where we are.
You think the Belmore brothers caused you all to be trapped in the house?
Perhaps not directly, but their decisions certainly led to it. To find out the Belmore brothers were inviting sinners into this house when I gave this household the best years of my life.
And the best years of your afterlife now.
I am a servant to serving, but even I have limits.
Well, probably Rackham that made all the brothers disappear.
Please, could you let me in to see the waltz?
Certainly not.
You know, you're the second person tonight that won't let me in somewhere. I'm beginning to take this personally.
The guests at this wedding are titans of industry and jewels of the aristocracy. Industrialists from Chicago, magnates from Philadelphia, dukes from England. And you are?
A now unemployed auditor from Yonkers.
Precisely.
How long have you worked at Belmore Manor?
I've been here since the final finial finished off the cupola. Before even the Belmores themselves moved in, I was getting this house ready for them. It is a position I was bred for. I may not
Well,
have
that's
blue
sad.
blood, but I should think it's at least a shade of plum. I spent 17 years at some of the most prestigious all-girls schools, you see. Followed by training in Blenheim Palace for 3 years, and subsequent coveted positions with some of the finest families in England.
Well, I'm glad you managed to escape all that and come here.
I can quote you Mrs. Beaton's book of household management in my sleep.
It was an interesting offer, but I couldn't think of any situation where I'd need that, short of terminal insomnia.
I got myself a new mouse mat, like a big one, a XXL one. I just hope the smell is gonna go away. Because it's really stinky, and I even washed it twice and it's still stinky. Like both the fabric portion of it and the rubber portion is smelly, and I'm so sensitive to smell. But it's so nice. It looks so nice, it fit perfectly with my aesthetics, because it's like these purplish tones and orangey pinks. It's this landscape. It reminds me of the game Firewatch. Isn't that what it's called? And it has a sunset and everything, so the sky and stuff is all pinkish, orangey down into purples, then darker purples as it goes down into the forest and gets dark. And then it has a fire tower on one side and some mountains and stuff. It's really cool. But I just hope the smell will go away, because I can't take smells like that. It just really bothers me. But I really hope, because I really like it.
You must know Belmore Manor
Fits
quite
so
well.
I love
Like
those
the back
kind
of
of
my
colors.
hand. Built between 1885 and 1888 in a mixture of antebellum and Victorian styles, and designed by the Belmore brothers themselves. Until, of course, they disappeared after living here only a year.
Why did they decide to
lived
build it
only
on
a
Devil's
year.
Rock?
Well, the island is exceptionally well placed for trade between the United States, Europe, and the Caribbean. When the Belmore brothers were looking to relocate, it was Mr. Rackham who recommended Devil's Rock. It's just a pity about the name.
You speak very highly of Mr. Rackham.
The Belmore brothers may have had expertise in exploration, innovation, and public relations, but it was Mr. Rackham that pulled those three threads together into the beautiful business tapestry that benefits us all.
Ugh.
Do you know anything about the treasure of Belmore Manor?
The stuff of whimsy. The Belmore family had their capital invested in stocks and bonds, not hoarded in a heap like some fairy tale dragon. And don't even think about snooping around the house looking for anything, or I shall have you removed from the premises. If
Well, you
anyone
can
would know
try.
of a secret treasure hidden in this house, it would be me.
Thank you for your help.
Goodbye.
Me. You can try to kick us out, but you're not gonna be able to.
You, boy! Are you one of the staff? Is the wedding ready to begin?
Ready to begin? Goodness gracious, but I haven't found my Bible.
Sorry, I'm just a guest too. I don't think the wedding's happening until later tonight. Or not at all, if everything went to plan.
Just enough time for another drink, then.
Sure.
After my escapades with the fish and its hidden horseshoe, I had had quite enough of taxidermied animals.
Okay, that's the Grand Hall. Okay.
I'd previously seen small pots hung in fireplaces like this contained water in order to humidify the room, especially when tobacco was being smoked. In this case, however, the pot was empty.
Well, we could get more water somewhere, maybe. Vicar.
Good evening.
Hello, my child.
Oh, don't get him going again.
And what is your name?
Murphy McCallan.
Hello, Murphy. I am Father Foskett, spiritual shepherd of St. Juniper's Parish. Have you seen the good book?
I'm not the most religious person, but I have read parts.
No, I mean that rather more literally. I've lost my Bible and have no idea where I put it. Have you seen it?
How do you
I
lose your
haven't, I'm
Bible?
afraid.
Pity.
You're a priest.
Are you here for the wedding?
I am officiating the wedding. With everything that's gone on in the house, we must thank God we have someone like me to keep us on a righteous path.
I've been told that Abigail Belmore doesn't really want to marry Rackham. You need to call the wedding off.
We shall stick to the system, young Mr. McCallan. Objections should be heard during the ceremony, not before, when all parties may articulate their feelings on the matter. These things are greater than you and I, you know. Until then, we must treat the wedding as the joyous occasion it is.
Yeah, sure. Like, it's saying that she doesn't want to marry him. No, no, no. We can't hear that before the wedding. It has to go on. You have to say, I object at the right time. Or how about we just, let her leave and not marry the
What do you think of
AO?
Abigail Belmore?
A little headstrong, in my opinion, but a lovely young lady. I baptized her, you know. She grabbed my nose as I held her over the font, right up the left nostril. Wouldn't let go until her brothers distracted her with a teddy bear. Still, she's a very caring girl.
Just not
She
too
was a
ecclesiastical noses.
baby. She was a baby.
Is
I
St.
mean-
Juniper's your church?
That's right, young man. A beacon of godliness on an otherwise spiritually desolate isle.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think St. Juniper has been taken over by rum runners.
Criminals? In my church? Good God! They must be removed immediately.
Let's not be too hasty. They sound like my type of gentleman. That's the type of church I can see myself attending.
I could do with less of your opinions, thank you. Many things can be preserved in alcohol, Colonel. Dignity is not one of them.
I don't know if it's the lighting or as it's they talk or what it is, but I keep. They are blinking, aren't they? I keep seeing this one blink, and now I saw this one. That is fucking creepy.
I'm not the most
Did it
well-read on
again.
religion, but shouldn't you be in heaven now?
Gold standard question, my boy.
Well,
Yeah, it
I'll
blinks.
admit this isn't what I expected.
Perhaps the good book has some missing passages.
I think we can do without your theological input, Colonel.
Is there a way to fix it?
Well, that's precisely what I'm
blinks as
doing,
well.
young man, as we speak.
It looks like you're just sitting in an armchair.
You don't see the metaphorical
So that's
clogs
red.
whirring around in my head. The tick and the tock of the thanatological matters in my mind. To the layman, I might appear to be just sitting in an armchair, but in reality, I am studying the Bible. Or at least I would be, if I hadn't lost it.
You've lost it, all right.
Is that yellow? That's red? Is this not on this one not blink? Oh, it did. Oh, I blinked just as it blunk. The blunk and the blink. What color was it?
Do you think it might be voodoo keeping you here?
Definitely something
Voodoo
weird.
is nothing but mumbo-jumbo misdirection. I fear we may be in limbo. Some devilish force has interrupted the supernatural order of things.
I think Rackham might be practicing black magic.
That is an extraordinary accusation. I refuse to hear another word of it. He is a God-fearing man who always attends the sailor services, and he has donated generously to the church and my vacation fund. The culprit here is that awful sailor Abigail was going to marry. It is precisely because Miss Belmore's marriage to Mr. John Rackham was interrupted that we are still here. And why we must continue the wedding as planned tonight. It shall be our way out.
No, she doesn't want to get married.
I'd best be heading off.
God be with you.
The empty glass was best left where it was. Good evening.
Good evening, my
Colonel.
boy. I'm afraid you'll have to speak up. Old army injury, you see. Care to join me for a drink?
Colonel Bloom, how many times must I warn you about your predilection for hard drinking?
It's not hard drinking. It's very easy. What do you say, my boy? You care for a nip?
I probably shouldn't. I'm a little preoccupied at the moment.
Well, don't go saving it for the toast. You'll be waiting decades.
See? This is what I was talking about. This is the kind of ungracious, ungentlemanly behavior that will spell your doom, Colonel.
Stop trying to threaten me with eternal damnation, Foskett. If it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. I'm pretty sure I'm dead at this moment, and I don't see any evidence of women playing harps. Just you harping on at me.
So do you think we can bring them all back? And if we do, are they going to be the age they were when they got sapped into the other dimension? Or are they going to be the age they would have been if they hadn't been sapped into the other dimension?
Did you see much action in the army?
I killed 4 men.
From food poisoning, Colonel Bloom's title is an honorary one for services to catering.
The Cattle King is what they called me. I owned farms from New Orleans to Tallahassee. Beef, leather, dairy. It was a roaring trade.
Or at least a mooing one.
Those cows, they were my army. I tell you, everything a man needs can be provided by a good troop of cows.
Herd of cows.
Of course I've heard of cows. I was just talking about them.
Well, it technically can. You can. Some of them can be meat, and some of them with the milk for cheese and just regular milk and everything.
What are you drinking, Colonel?
Butter.
Good hearty rum. It'll put fire on your chest and hair in your belly. Ooh-wee.
And perhaps it is time to consider whether you have drunk too much of it, Colonel. Or perhaps give it up altogether.
I could easily give up alcohol. I've already done it hundreds of times.
I think you'll find the time between one glass and the next does not count as teetotalism. Perhaps we should be grateful to the Lord that your glass remains empty.
Are you looking forward to the wedding?
I'm looking forward to it being over. In my opinion, being stood up at the altar for 33 years is a pretty bad sign. Not what strong relationships are made of.
And you should know, Colonel. You've only had hundreds of them.
Do you think the bride and groom should be together?
That Rackham's a slimy character, and no mistake. Oh, by God, he's a good businessman. Trickier than a magician's rabbit that's gotten stuck on a particularly difficult crossword puzzle. But all that don't amount to a hill of beans if you're not enjoying life. I don't know whether to hate the guy or envy him.
Both are sins, I think you'll find, Colonel.
Oh,
Not
God.
even the best ones.
Shut up,
Do you know
Vicar.
what's wrong with society nowadays, Murphy? Drink, guns, and women. There's just not enough time for them all.
Dude, you have eternity.
Have you ever married, Colonel?
Oh, yes. I've been married for 47 years.
Yes, but to 9 different women.
It still counts.
His shortest marriage was 2 days, and that's only because they couldn't find him to serve the annulment papers.
I ended up in a bordello in East Nevada with half the members of the Albuquerque Militia Marching Band. Best honeymoon I've been on. Some lovely girls.
Lord forgive him.
So you
for
went
he
on a
knows not what
honeymoon
he does.
without
That's
your
not what the
honey.
girls were telling me.
Do excuse me. I'll be back.
At your leisure, my boy. I have nowhere to go and nothing to do.
Idle hands are the devil's playthings.
Try idling your mouth for a change, you old curmudgeon.
Oh God, to be stuck like this for 33 years? Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's dark.
Stepping through the doorway, I found myself in an ethereal black void that stretched in every direction. Draped in green fog, all I could see were staircases floating in all directions, and in the center, an eternally ticking clock.
And we're back.
Whippersnapper playing on the staircases again?
No, it's not him this time. But how that wayward whelp's mother allows him to run riot through that cursed room baffles me. When it comes to Sebastian Pock, I think King Herod might have had a point.
What about this one?
That is an insult to my honor.
Oh,
I didn't know
twins?
you had any honor left to insult.
Boys, you don't want to be fighting over little old me.
Tallulah, this man is nothing but a scoundrel. Then you, brother, are a no-good fraud.
Alrighty.
It was a devilish carving of a satyr, half man, half goat, holding a shield.
Win.
Hello.
Beat it, bud.
Hello.
Beat it, bud.
Fine.
Hi there.
Keep walking. I don't have time to waste on you.
Rude.
It was a seductive carving of a lamia, half woman, half snake, holding a shield.
Oh, I never heard of that. Lamia. Half woman, half snake. Oh.
Good evening, miss.
Oh, another fine young gentleman.
My name's Murphy McCallan. Pleased to meet you all.
Back off, Peanut. Yeah, keep walking. We were talking to the lady first.
Now, boys, we must be welcoming to our new friend. My name is Tallulah LaRue. I expect you've heard of me. My daddy owns the LaRue Oil Exchange. We're the richest family this side of the Mississippi.
But don't be getting any ideas. Tallulah, don't you think this gentleman is a little beneath you? He looks so poor, he probably waves a popsicle around and calls it air conditioning.
Let's not be rude to him just because he's less fortunate. You boys be welcoming and introduce yourselves.
If we must. I am Humphrey Tallulah. And I am Orville Tallulah of the Tallulah Textiles Company.
I think you made the pants I'm wearing. What's that in your hand, Miss LaRue?
This is my invitation to the wedding. It allows me to bring one guest with me, but I seem to have made a teensy tiny mistake. I've invited both boys all the way out here to Devil's Rock when I can only take one of them into the wedding. Now, both of these fine fellows are here and want to attend with me, and I just don't know who I should pick.
Pick me.
You mean you two don't have an invitation?
We may not know the Belmores, but we do know this southern magnolia before us. We were brought to Devil's Rock by passion.
I was brought to Devil's Rock by taxi. If you're not using the invitation, perhaps I could take it off your hands?
I don't think so, knucklehead. Miss LaRue is going to need that invitation for when I accompany her. Over my dead body? Have you seen yourself? You're already dead.
These two gentlemen seem pretty heated.
I just hope it doesn't come to blows. I'd be happy to marry either of these gentlemen one day, if only I could choose between them.
If you did end up marrying one of them, would that make your name Tallulah Tallulah?
That's right, and my middle name is Beulah.
Oh,
Rolls
God.
right off the tongue, doesn't it?
It really doesn't.
How are you going to decide who to take to the waltz, Miss LaRue?
I just don't know if I could decide. I think I'll have to leave it to the boys to decide for me.
Choose me, Tallulah. I'm the one who inherited our family's good looks, I assure you. Good looks? Your reflection hides when you walk past a mirror. I have the southern elegance she desires. Elegance? You have all the elegance of a drunken pelican. I believe the lady would be better suited for a man of my sophistication. Sophistication? You have all the sophistication of a rodeo clown. It's my bravery that she needs. Bravery? You'd run away from a June bug. If you think yourself so brave, then we must put it to the test. Brother, I challenge
Junebug,
you
is
to
that
a duel.
a southern way
Not
to
if I
say
challenge you
ladybug,
first.
or
Gee,
is it a
I
different
wouldn't want
kind
a
of bug?
duel to take place because of little old me. But if that's how things have to be, let's get the guns on the table, boys.
McCallum, you shall be the adjudicator.
I shall?
I'm glad you've agreed.
What exactly does that entail?
In order for the duel to be fair, an independent third party must load the pistols and declare the victor.
But I've never loaded a pistol before.
Don't worry, McCallum. A donkey with a lobotomy could do it. You have at least half a chance.
Rude! Okay, powder.
One at a time, I poured the powder into the muzzle of the pistols.
Rampod.
I then dropped the shot into each muzzle.
Oh no, it shot, yeah, ramrod.
Finally, I patted the contents down with the ramrod.
No pussyfooting around here, boys. I want to see some action. If you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire! Well,
Dudes, you're ghosts.
Hit! Me too!
In any other situation, this would have been a tragedy, but it quickly became clear that a duel to the death wouldn't be conclusive when the duelists were both already dead.
neither
did
of
you
you missed? Well,
stop the
sorry,
bullet?
boys, but I think that's a draw. What a terrible waste of everybody's time.
How did you stop the bullet with your ghost bodies?
Hello.
Beat it, bud.
Good evening, Miss LaRue.
Why,
Were you friends with Abigail Belmore?
friends may be a bit of an exaggeration, but I'd seen her around at the debutante balls before she got engaged to that sailor. I mean, really, what was she thinking?
I don't know,
don't think they
maybe
should
she
have gotten
wanted
engaged?
love.
What's the point? Mr. Rackham was an improvement. I do love the powerful.
I best.
Ta-ta for now.
So obviously we need to do something. We do have gunpowder.
Would you like a rematch of the pistol?
What a boys? Gun.
That wasn't going to work. The powder flask already contained enough gunpowder. I couldn't do that.
Thought maybe we could put extra gunpowder in, but I guess not.
Would you excuse me for a moment? Don't be firing prematurely.
Can we go up here? What is the? Hang on. Bookshelves.
I wondered if the shelves held any books on battling ghostly curses, but that seemed a little too niche.
Oh, it keeps. Oh, is it because of him? Oh, okay. Can we go up though? Yes. Okay. Is there anything up here? Okay, there's a door. No, don't go down to look at. Pianist.
Good evening. My name is Murphy McCallan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Ezra Hughes is the name. Pianist for hire is the game. Got any events coming up that you can use a pianist at? I do weddings, christenings, bar mitzvahs, funerals.
You're still hustling for work? Isn't being a ghost an impediment?
Hey, when you're self-employed, you've got to keep that next paycheck coming in.
But you're trapped in the house.
Well, I admit I'm not normally based here, but Belmore Manor makes a lovely venue.
How's the gig?
It's the gig of a lifetime. Quite literally. I just didn't realize how short that lifetime would be. Still, I should be making out like a bandit at the end of it.
Why's that?
My contract says I charge overtime at time and a half. So far, we're 30-something years past my original end time.
Is there much to spend your money on when you're dead?
They say you can't take it with you, but I don't seem to be going anywhere at the moment, so why not find out?
Yeah, you might not be getting out of here at all, other than maybe to go to the proper afterlife.
You don't seem to have much of an audience.
Most have gone through to the ballroom for the waltz. Still, at least it means I don't have the Southern Belle from hell hovering over me.
When you say Southern Belle from Hell, do you mean Tallulah?
That's her, the Black Widow of the Bayou.
What's wrong with her?
Oh.
Well, she has a reputation, doesn't she?
A reputation for what?
Murder.
Tallulah is a murderess?
Now, don't be getting me caught up in a slander suit, but behind those demure, blush cheeks is the mind of an absolute psychopath. She's been engaged 3 times. Each of her fiancés died in ridiculous circumstances.
Did she murder them for money?
That can't even be the motive. You'd think she'd go
Yeah,
ahead and
she's
marry him,
rich,
so
isn't
all
she?
their worldly goods become each other's, right?
her
But
family,
her
at
family's
least.
already got more money than honeybees got buzz. And she finishes them off before they've even booked a venue. I think she just does it for the thrill.
How much you really tell her
Sheesh.
about wing walking? Are you local to Devil's Rock?
No, New Orleans born and bred. Hard to grow up in the Big Easy and not fall in love with this music. Street performers in the French Quarter, brass bands on the balconies, parades at Mardi Gras. It's in the air down there.
So what brought you here?
Work. Figured I'd play a few gigs, make some cash. Next thing I know, I'm caught up in more drama than a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta.
Where did you find musical work here on Devil's Rock?
I got a full season contract down at the Calliope Theater. It was pure luck, really. The original pianist broke his arm.
How?
Before the renovation, that place was falling apart. 14 people in the audience watched as the stage gave out right in the middle of Claire de Lune. Pianist and piano falling straight to the floor into the basement.
Ouch.
Physically, he was
Sheesh.
fine. Emotionally, devastated for months.
Sounds like he went through a bad
Well,
stage.
he wasn't physically fine if he broke his arm.
Yardley Belmore was a performer too, wasn't he?
And more. Writer, director, producer, philanthropist. He's the one that bought the Calliope, fixed her up, and hired me. Once he came on board, that place got put on real shows.
Real shows?
Yeah, before Yardley put up the funds, they were so broke they had to rely on sponsorships. The final year, Bon Tom Bakery funded everything. With conditions.
Conditions?
The shows had to be on brand. Before Yardley put a stop to it, we were looking at 3 Shakespeare plays that season. Romeo and Baguette.
Oh my
Midsummer
God.
Night's Cream Cake.
Oh
and
no.
Much Ado About Muffins.
Oh no. Why? That's just bad.
Do you know what happened to Yardley Belmore?
I haven't a clue. But you know what? I think I was one of the final people to see him alive.
Oh, really?
He came down to the Calliope to offer me this gig for the wedding, and I overheard him talking to someone backstage after I had finished rehearsing.
What were they talking about?
Well, after Yardley scrapped the baked goods from Romeo and Juliet, he was after ideas to bring something new to the story. This fellow was telling him about a place he'd found, an actual crypt. Such a missed opportunity, really. Can you imagine? Romeo and Juliet's tragic finale, played out in the Capulet tomb, the star-crossed lovers' final doomed moments in a real-life, honest-to-God crypt. The last thing I heard was them setting a date to check it out. And then, well, after that, no one ever saw him again.
Do you know who the man he was talking to was?
Rackham, I think you call him.
Of course
Don't
it
know
was.
where his interest in the theater came from all of a
I
sudden.
knew he
I never
had
seen him at
something
any
to do with the
performances.
disappearances.
Do you know where I could get some wedding music?
I take request. It's part of my contract for the wedding. What are you after?
I need some wedding music to play to Abigail Belmore, upstairs in her bedroom.
I might be able to move people with my music, Murphy, but there's no chance I can move this piano up to the 2nd floor.
Yeah, but could you record it onto this or something?
I should get going.
See you around, Murphy.
Without knowing what it was, I didn't want to break it. I wondered if the pianist knew more about it. The pianist wouldn't have been happy with me rifling through his belongings. Good evening, Ezra.
Hello, Murphy.
What's the machine next to your piano?
That's my ticket out of hustling, a phonograph recorder. I'm going to compose and record a hit song, something that'll sweep the nation like Those guys on Tin Pan Alley.
Yeah, but I need
can
you to
and
record
release
a wedding
song
song.
all across the country, and people will be able to hear me live in their living room.
But you're not live or living.
That'll be how I market myself. Anthems by apparitions, hymns by haunts. The magazines won't give you the time of day if you don't have some way of standing out. If I'm dead, it's better to be composing than decomposing.
How does the machine work?
You just put in a blank record and press record. There's an old one still in there if you want it. It's too worn for me to use anymore. The records have a thin layer of black wax on the outside, and the machine records the sound as grooves in the wax. Keep an ear out for me in a year's time.
I should.
See you around.
Okay, let's take that then, since
I
you
took
offered.
the record from the recording machine. With its outer coating worn away with age, it wasn't in a state to record onto.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything for that.
The macabre warning was definitely serving a purpose where it was. I decided to leave it there.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why not?
You're still flesh and blood, aren't you?
That's right.
And to be ashamed of. But you'll end up see-through blue like me if one of those thorns nicks you. And don't try cutting them. Even so much as a snap, and it releases a toxin so deadly you'll be on the ground within 3 minutes. Certainly keeps things exciting, doesn't it?
Why would you make something like that? So we can't cut them. What do we do then?
I'd already been.
Huh. Do we need to somehow kill it then? Can we
That
burn it?
didn't work.
We definitely need that rose.
Watch out for that vine down there. That bugger was trying to make a break for it earlier.
Oh, okay. Will do. I didn't have the slightest idea what the gardener was warning me about. But like a snake coiling around its prey,
This one?
it soon became apparent.
Yeah.
Help! Help!
What's all the fuss about?
This vine's got me. It won't let go.
Oh, she likes you, she does.
Well, the sentiment isn't mutual.
I've never seen the plant so attached to someone before.
That's exactly the problem. Its hold was getting tighter. I needed to get away before I was dragged into the flower beds.
Okay.
Well, you didn't need to do that. I wasn't planning on doing the pruning till tomorrow.
What was that?
Just a Devil's Rock creeper. Oh, they do seem to have gotten a lot more active since I was last tending the garden, though.
And what
First,
was
the
that?
animals on this island had tried to eat me. Now, I was finding out the plants wanted a nibble too.
Yeah, I see it moving up here.
I couldn't see anything alive in the plant pot, despite the gardener's best efforts. I couldn't see anything I could do with the statue. The fountain had long run dry, and the cracked, dusty basin was empty.
Let's talk to the gardener then.
Good evening.
Pleasure to meet you, young man. I'm Rupert Riddle. I'm the gardener for the Belmore estate. And whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
Murphy McCallan, pleased to meet you.
Do excuse the state of the conservatory. After 30-odd years without so much as a pruning or watering, it's taken on a mind of its own. Don't be telling the Horticultural Society or I'll be having my golden trowel taken off me.
You've won awards for your gardening?
Oh yes, this conservatory is rather famous. Welcome, Murphy, to the Poison Garden.
Oh,
Poison?
great.
Why would the Belmore brothers want a poison garden?
Academic interests, prestige, and morbid curiosity, I should think. Master Cecil liked to study them. Master Xavier used to collect them on his expeditions. And Master Yardley, well, he just liked the theatricality of it all.
Isn't it dangerous?
Well, it all depends on how you use it, doesn't it? A few berries of deadly nightshade could kill a person or cure their headache. Hemlock killed Socrates, but I used it to treat my arthritis. These plants may be dangerous, but that's because they're powerful
Yeah,
and
it all
mysterious.
comes down to dosage.
From
I
medicine to
guess.
murder.
Exactly. The power to heal and the power to kill. That's what makes them so interesting.
Remind me never to get on the bad side of a florist. What's the secret to growing your garden?
Plants need the same things as you and me, they do. Food, water, sunlight, and someone to chitter-chatter with.
You talk to your plants?
And sing.
What kinds of songs do poisonous plants like?
Vaudeville, mainly. Tarara-boom-de-ay always goes down a treat. Tarara-boom-de-ay. I'm with plants all the day. To sing's the only way to grow my shrub display. Vegetation brings elation to me.
They do say that plants respond to the vibration of our voices. So talking to them, putting on music, stuff like that, the vibrations actually makes them thrive.
That's quite an accent you've got. Where are you from?
Jolly old England, just outside Bristol. God's own country. The green and pleasant land where my love of horticulture bloomed. I caught the gardening bug at an early age, you see. Histoplasmosis. I was in hospital for 8 months, all told. But trapped in those 4 white clean antiseptic walls, staring at a pot of plastic philodendrons, why, it just grew my love of all things botanical.
Why did you move to Devil's Rock?
I came over with the Belmores, didn't I? Got myself a little cottage on the edge of the estate near the mausoleum. Bugger if I can get to it now, though. Shame, too.
Why's that? Do you miss home?
Oh, I think I left the gas on. Wouldn't want an accident now, would I? Could be the death of me.
Well, that's also 30 years ago, so if anything happened, it would have already.
What are you working on at the moment?
I suppose it's not quite the same as it used to be, I must admit.
How so?
I suppose, being dead now, they've lost some of their allure. It used to be that one prick of the finger, one wipe of the nose, one accidental inhalation of a seed, and that would be the end of it. Things just aren't as exciting anymore.
Will you be attending the wedding?
Me? Get an invitation? I'm not sure overalls would meet the dress code. But it's a good thing, too. I wouldn't trust that Rackham with a hosepipe on a hot day.
Why not?
Well, it's not like me to tell tales. But it wasn't long before the Belmore brothers started to disappear that Rackham was in here asking about the poison plants. Very suspicious timing, if you ask me.
Sure
You think
is.
he murdered them?
I couldn't possibly say.
I need a bouquet. Can you help me?
I'm a gardener, not a flower arranger, Murphy.
Is there anything in here I can take without it killing me?
I'm afraid the only non-poisonous plants were those down in Abigail's flower bed. She had her own little area that I used to help her with. There's only that one flower that stayed alive in the whole conservatory. Funny that.
What's funny about it?
That's the same flower bed Abigail used for her bouquet the night things went awry.
That'll be perfect. Is there a way to get rid of the thorns?
Oh, certainly. A good drenching with alcohol should kill them off.
Okay.
Who's the statue of?
Alcohol.
Oh, him. He's from an old Indian fable the Belmores used to have read to them as children. It was a gift Cecil Belmore gave his brothers a couple of years before he disappeared. Quite the conversation piece.
What was the statue's story about?
A young Maharaja prince who sold his kingdom for a single coin, all so he could use it to save the love of his life.
How romantic.
I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing.
Thanks for your time.
Before you go, you wouldn't do me a favor, would you?
Sure.
What kind of favor?
Well, I was just wondering how that flesh and blood thing is working out for you.
Excuse me?
It's just, and I don't mean to impose, but my eternal frustration is that I have 187 different ways to die in this conservatory, but I was never able to test any of them out. Now that we've all discovered death isn't quite so conclusive, I was wondering if you'd want to help out.
Help out how?
Well, we could test out some of the plants on you.
Kill me!
Fingers crossed.
The dainty old man's eyes glowed with unrestrained excitement at the mention of murder. His
I
dottery
said
demeanor offered
sure
a complete
to help
contrast
you,
to his
but-
apparently homicidal tendencies. He was like a tortoise holding a machine gun.
Now, don't make such a drama out of it. We could put it in a nice pie and maybe some herbal tea. I know the recipe for a lovely cobbler.
Definitely not. Let's cross that possibility out right now.
I was only asking. Maybe let me know if you change your mind.
Yeah, I said sure, but I think we're gonna not do that. Thank you. I think it'll be best for me to stay alive. Okay, and we got that. This just goes down.
The shield was out of reach, but I didn't plan on jousting with any knights that day anyway.
Well, you never know. Oh, it goes out here.
It was a family portrait of all 4 Belmore siblings. The 3 brothers stood around their seated younger sister.
Why is the fireplace bricked
Without
up?
a flue, the fireplace seemed entirely decorative, and yet, standing in front of it, I could feel a breeze. Nope. I couldn't do that. Didn't.
Okay, never mind then.
Hey, Cordelia.
Oh, hello again, Mr. McCallan.
I thought
Have
she
you
was
made the
ignoring
love
me.
antidote yet?
I'm working on it, even though I'm still not sure it's a good idea. Do you know why I can't leave Belmore Manor?
We ghosts have been trapped here ever since the explosion. But I don't know why someone still living would be unable to leave.
I was able to
Maybe
get out the
because
last
we
time I was here.
were- Well, we
Even
were
if it was via the balcony. and
dragged
the
into
pond. I
the
don't want to try that again.
ghost pool, though.
Something must be keeping you here now. Better hope it's not Mr. Rackham.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Miss Belmore. She took us
Did you
and
say
put
there
us
were
into
rumors
the
that John
pool.
Rackham used black magic?
Oh, yes. All of the staff talked about it. Even if we daren't mention it to the family. Crates and boxes delivered in the night, hidden from prying eyes. But not hidden well enough. We see what happens in this house. We hear the whispers in the night. We know.
Do you think the Belmore treasure is here in the house?
If it is, I've never seen it. But it is a big house. There are rooms
It
I've
sure
never been
is.
in. Rooms I was forbidden to enter. Who knows what's in them?
The skeleton hanging from the tree outside. That's the sailor, isn't it?
What's left of him? I do hope it's a mess I don't have to tidy up.
Isn't the sailor's ghost trapped in the house too?
Oh no! He killed himself hours before the curse took hold. He will have long since passed over to the spirit realm. Lucky escape, some might say.
It was
Well-
lucky to be so distraught he committed suicide?
Let's
It's
hope.
better than being trapped in this house for eternity.
Let's hope maybe Miss Belmore could reunite with
How
him
did Abigail and the
later
sailor
then.
meet?
It was aboard one of the Belmore ships. Miss Belmore was never one to be caged up inside the house, always wanting to go away on her brother's voyages. But they were a good deal older than her, and very protective after they all lost their parents. So she made a plan to stow away.
Did she manage to do it?
No, she was caught mere hours before the ships left port from Deadnettle, covered over in spare sail.
Who discovered her?
That young sailor. I don't think she was best pleased that he had to tell her brothers, and he did, but she didn't hold it against him. Instead, he told her of the voyages on each return to Deadnettle, and as the months progressed, she took more and more of a liking to him. I suppose fate will always bring two soulmates together, even when they least expect it.
And that's how they fell in love.
The young sailor promised that one day they would explore the world together. But until that day arrived, he would carry her in his heart on every voyage he undertook. He carved a wooden compass, split it into 2 pieces, and they each carried one, promising that despite their time apart, the necklace would be reunited once they were back together. How romantic.
How did the Belmore's parents die?
A shipwreck off the southeastern coast. 28 perished, with just 1 survivor.
Who was the survivor?
Why, it was Mr. Rackham.
Of course it was.
Do you know what happened to the Belmore brothers?
That certainly is a mystery, isn't it? But I'm afraid I don't know. My duties were to help Miss Belmore, while Mrs. Craddock dealt with the masters.
Although what?
I did see Master Xavier on the day he died.
Really?
What was Xavier doing on the day he died?
Preparing for an expedition. He'd been given a birthday present not long before, an old pirate map of Devil's Rock that he'd hung over the fireplace in his bedroom. And on the map, marked in red, an X marks the spot.
Pirate treasure? On Devil's Rock?
I doubt the treasure even came into it. A cove on Devil's Rock, where no one has stepped foot in over 100 years. That'd be like a moth to a flame for Master Xavier. He left before dawn, and then never came back.
Who gave him the present?
I expect you can guess.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. It gets pretty boring after 30 years trapped here. You're much more exciting to watch.
Thank you, I guess.
You can't have that. I might be needing it later.
Yeah, but I might be needing it.
I didn't need to move the cart. I considered picking up a sheet and draping it over me, but there were enough ghosts in the house already.
Sure.
The door was locked. The door was locked.
Only her room we can go to, I guess.
Now wasn't the time for a nap.
Yeah, it wasn't really a nap I was trying to get out of that, but sure. I was thinking maybe you could look for something.
Lighting the fire may have warmed the room, but it couldn't take away the chill I felt standing there. The phonograph horn had snapped off the machine when I was flung out of the balcony doors.
The
The phonograph horn had snapped off the machine when I was flung out of the balcony doors. I couldn't do that.
Okay. Oh, we can go out to the balcony. Okay, good. Said we couldn't leave, so I thought maybe we couldn't go out to the balcony. Toolbox or cable.
Whoa! As I rounded the corner of the balcony, I saw that the walkway had dropped away, the mortar crumbling after decades of neglect. The ground was a long way down.
Do we have anything we could put across? Not really.
I couldn't reach the toolbox from the balcony.
Yeah, we need to get up here. I'm guessing we can't do anything here. Yeah, it doesn't seem
From down
like
on
it.
the balcony, the cable was out of reach.
So we need
It was a beautiful bouquet of
flowers,
roses. It was a simple gold ring.
which I'm pretty sure he has in his hand, the sailor who hung
It
himself.
was a bridal veil made of delicate, intricately woven lace. It was an untouched slice of wedding cake. As I concentrated on the phonograph in the mirror, it began to sound like I could hear its music through the reflection itself. It was the wedding march. There was nothing I could do with the table. Excuse me, Miss Belmore? It was no use. She was in such a deep trance I doubted if she knew I was standing only feet away from her.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought that Abigail would prefer them to stay where they were.
Don't think there's anything else in here.
Coming! Miss Belmore, did you ring?
Let's take the feather duster.
With the maid distracted, I was free to take the feather duster.
Anything else?
I didn't need to move the cart.
Okay.
I considered.
Okay. I think we have what we need there then. Oh. Well, hello?
Haha, the look on your face.
What are you doing? Oh, you could have scared me to death.
Imagine how cool that would be,
I don't
Not
think I'd be very
really.
happy about that.
baby. Who are you, anyway?
My name's Murphy McCallan. I'm a guest. Who are you?
I'm Sebastian Pock.
The little boy puffed out his chest with a grin that would make the Cheshire Cat jealous. What were you doing in the trunk?
Playing hide and seek. That stuffy old vicar challenged me to a game and hasn't found me in more than 33 years.
Don't you know it's dangerous to shut
Yeah, I
yourself
think
up
he
in places
just
like
did
that?
it to get you
Could have
away.
gotten locked in.
Well, it's funny you say that, actually. I think the latch closed on me while I was inside. Still, what's the worst that could happen? I'm already dead.
So you've been locked inside of there for 33 years? What the hell have you been doing?
What are you looking so pleased about?
I'll have a new toy to play with later tonight. A brand new Guggenhauser Model 5 wind-up tin boat. I'm going to play with it in the bathtub down the hall.
That's funny. I know a little girl who accidentally got one
Yeah.
of those for her birthday today.
Yeah, funny that.
The boy pulled an
So
expression that made him
he's
look
the
slicker
boy
than a
that's been
politician
talking
in
to
an
her
oil
then.
spill.
Oh.
You've been in that chest for 33 years?
On and off. That's got to make me a hide-and-seek champion. This house is amazing for it. Before I climbed in the chest, I must have explored every room in the house. The ones that aren't
Really?
locked, at least.
Tell me about
You haven't
all
seen the
rooms
Belmore
then.
treasure while you've been exploring, have you?
There's a treasure here, like pirate treasure.
That's what the stories say.
And you believe them? I thought kids were supposed to be the gullible ones. I don't think it exists.
Why not?
Because if it did, I would have found it by now.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that, but
I heard some of the other ghosts talking about a boy playing in the staircase room. That was you, wasn't it?
Sure was. How did you know?
In truth, the description of wayward whelp was the giveaway. But as long as Sebastian knew something I didn't, I needed to contain my annoyance. Lucky guess. Do you know how to get through the staircase room?
Oh, sure. I know every route in this house. You've got to be as good at hide and seek as I am. I bet I could beat you without even leaving this room.
Sebastian, I really need to get through the staircase room. Could you tell me how to do it?
Well, are you any good at hide and seek?
Excuse me?
Because I could tell you how to get through the staircase room. If you can beat me, hider or seeker, I'd beat you at either.
You
You hide, I'll seek.
Great. Eyes closed and count 5 Mississippis. I won't even leave the room.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Feel like it's harder
4
for me to be
Mississippi,
able
5
to hide
Mississippi. Ready or not,
since
here I come.
I'm alive.
Boo!
Why did you...
Too easy. I just wish this was more of a challenge.
Hide and seek is supposed to you hide until I find you, not just jump out after I look at one place. Oh, it just goes back down? Why? Okay, let's leave it up then.
The trunk was empty. Gazing into the portrait's eyes sent a shudder through me, and I realized it must have been a portrait of Rackham. His eyes looked back, almost as if he were scowling right at me.
He probably is.
There was nothing behind the curtains. The door was locked. The door was locked.
Are these the brothers' room? It looks like it. XC. What does it say there? K?
The door was locked.
Okay.
Hello, Sebastian.
Back for a rematch?
Sure.
You hide, I'll seek.
Great. Eyes closed and count 5 Mississippis.
1
Well, this
Mississippi,
is
2
open.
Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I come.
Ah, it's closed.
Boo!
But it closed.
Better luck next time. And
Hello, Sebastian.
back for a
You hide, I'll seek.
Great. Eyes closed and count 5 Mississippis.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not? Are you behind the curtain?
Boo! Again?
I wonder how we do it then. There are obviously is some way to do it, because I think he might be cheating or something, because he's a ghost.
Hello, Sebastian.
Back for a rematch?
No,
You must be cheating.
How could I cheat?
I don't know, you're a ghost. Can't you dematerialize or something?
This isn't a bedtime story, you know. I may be a ghost, but I still touch things just like you.
This is a long shot, but do you know Mallory Wisp?
Sure, I know Princess Stink.
She was getting a tin boat too.
I know. I swapped over the pages in the toy catalogue, so she ordered the wrong thing. She'll get fed up with it, and I'll get to play with it instead.
Well, that wasn't a
you're
nice
a
thing to
little
do.
douchebag.
Nice guys finish last. That's what my father says.
Ugh. And who's your father again?
How are you and Mallory able to talk? You're a ghost and she's...
A flesh bag,
Right.
a blood pumper, an air guzzler, a bone puppet, a muscle wriggler.
Hey, I get the idea. How come you can talk to her?
Children aren't so close-minded, I guess. Plus, she's the only person brave enough to come up to the house.
Are you here for the wedding?
Do you think I dress like this for fun? I look ridiculous.
I thought you might be the mayor of Munchkinland.
My mum made me dress like this. What's your excuse?
Yeah.
Do you know the man in the portrait behind you?
I don't want to look at it. Gives me the creeps.
It's John Rackham, isn't it?
Shh! Mum says we're not allowed to say his name.
Really?
What do you know about Rackham?
I don't want to talk about it.
You know something, don't you?
I can't tell you. I'd get in trouble.
I won't say a word.
Cross your heart and hope to die?
That's ironic, given the circumstances, but sure.
We came to the house a few months before the wedding was supposed to happen. My dad's a lawyer for the Belmore Trading Company. A real important one. But oh boy, is that stuff boring. I was sneaking around, you know, just exploring the house. And I saw him, that man. He was talking to one of the Mr. Belmores. The one that wore the white coat.
Cecil Belmore, the scientist?
Yeah, he said he was going to his laboratory, but where it was hidden was a secret. I thought I could follow him.
Did you have any luck?
Not really, because I wasn't the first. That man, he was following him too, in secret. I kind of got too scared to keep going once I saw him.
What scared you?
I saw something. I saw something the scary man was carrying.
What was he carrying?
A dagger.
Oh. Okay. So Cecil most likely got killed then.
You seek, I'll hide.
You're on.
The door was locked.
Is there nothing else here? Guess not. Okay, so that goes both ways.
Did I hear gunshots through there? It's like being back at Alameda during the war.
What happened there? A battle?
No, my second wedding. The father of the bride didn't appreciate me canoodling with the maid of honor and got all the locals to run me out of town. Talk about a shotgun wedding.
You ready then?
I had nothing else to say to the Colonel. Good evening, Father Foskett.
Hello again, my child.
Have you two gentlemen known each other long?
Gentleman's a stretch.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Foskett.
But yes, we've known each other since we were teenagers. We used to be roommates in college. But while I focused on my studies, the Colonel here focused on extracurriculars. I made it my duty to keep him on the straight and narrow
My
path.
duty.
And thankfully, you haven't done a very good job of it.
Where does that staircase room go?
That room is a place of sin.
What happened?
Yeah.
When Miss Belmore spurned her original fiancé, that is the route he took to the garden balcony where he hanged himself.
That's terrible.
A terrible sin. Belmore Manor has evil magic coursing through it. I lay at least partial blame on that deplorable act. That room is filled with nothing but impassable evil. It is as though the house itself refuses passage to the bewitched balcony.
Do you know how I can get through the staircase room?
Certainly not. If you had any sense, you would stay out of there. The only person I've seen messing about in there is the page boy. I know that the Lord sends things to challenge us, but even the devil himself would take up early retirement if made to babysit that little monster. Goodness knows where he's gone now, though. I suppose we should all thank God for the respite.
Well, he thinks he's been playing hide and seek with you for the last 33 years. Hem.
I found Sebastian upstairs in a trunk.
Oh, Lord protect us. The latch must have popped back open.
You did that?
I best be heading off.
God be with you.
What an asshole. That is still a kid, dude. Okay, so that's out here. Archway. We didn't check that, did we? No.
I couldn't reach the skeleton from inside the house.
Yeah, we sure can't. Oh, vase. Why didn't I try to
I
take
picked up
this
the
earlier?
vase. From the delicate porcelain and hand-painted ornamentation, it looked like it must have been worth a fortune. Ming Dynasty, perhaps?
Foskett, Why is that young man picking up that chamber pot?
I have absolutely no idea.
Or
No.
perhaps not.
Did you pick it up though? You did, okay. Well, what do we do with that though? Hmm. Hum.
I needed to think of something.
I have a lot of stuff, I just do not know. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We can go down. Ooh, water. We can get water. Nice.
Walking into the cellar, I was hit by the pungent smell of rotting wood and mildew. 3 decades without upkeep hadn't been kind to this section of the house, and it was now knee-deep in floodwater.
Danger.
I took the handful of candles from on top of the fuse box.
Can I...
The wire had corroded into the fuse box. I couldn't budge it with my hands.
Okay.
Shockingly, I didn't want to risk electrocution by cutting the wire. I didn't want to make a...
Okay. I don't think I have anything else then. We have candles. Barrel lift, electro... graph... what does that say? Something track? Hello, Tohu. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Theater rotation, magnetic carriage. What does this say? Orrery? Something like that. That's good to hear.
I needed to use the switch to operate the barrel lift.
Okay.
Knowing the type of animals that lived in the murky water on this island, there was no way I was stepping into the floodwater.
Do you want to put water in
That
this?
was going to be the perfect container to scoop the water out, but I would have been here for days. I needed a way to automate it.
Yeah, no, I just want you to take water.
The water was murky and stagnant, even confined to a bottle. I didn't want it.
Fine. Climb over. You didn't want to go in the water? Fine. Climb.
I needed to use the switch to operate the barrel lift.
You can just call me Sam. That's my online name I use.
I flipped the switch, but nothing happened. It seemed the barrel lift
I'm pretty
lacked
good.
power.
A little bit of a headache, but other than that, I'm fine.
The
Yeah,
wine racks were
Sam.
largely bare. What few bottles remained were cracked and empty.
I'm just a little... I don't know if I want to use my real name online yet, and also it's kind of hard to pronounce and stuff since it's a Norwegian name. Yeah, I should do that. You're right. You're totally right. Okay. So you
The
did
wine
not
racks were
want
largely
to get
bare.
any...
What few bottles remained were cracked and empty.
Okay. Yeah, what are we supposed to do? We have some... Oh, can we use
The
this?
candle wax looked like it might work as a replacement coating for the record, if I could find a way to apply it. That didn't work.
Oh, really? I thought maybe you could put it in here and then maybe melt it. I guess not.
That didn't work.
Oh, we could put it, hang on. We can put it in here. Yeah.
I dropped the candles into the empty pot hanging in the fireplace. They soon began to melt and bubble. Double, toil and trouble.
Goodness gracious! That isn't more satanic sorcery, is it?
I'm sorry, I was just quoting Macbeth.
Well, don't.
Dude, not everything is the devil. Okay, so how do we apply it? Do we just dip it?
Carefully, I dipped the record into the molten candle wax.
I guess so.
Once pulled out, the thin layer of wax rapidly cooled, leaving me with a blank, reset record.
Nice. Can we go back to the musician then and have him do it?
I placed the freshly reset record back on the recording machine. Excuse me, Ezra, could you play the wedding march?
Please?
A request? Sure thing, Murphy.
Thank you very much.
Nice. We got
I
that.
clicked off the machine and picked up the newly recorded record.
Hell yeah, okay. We got one thing at least.
The pianist wouldn't have been happy.
Now it's just to get all the other stuff. We need alcohol to be able to kill those thorns in here that will give us the rose we need. And then we still need the cake and her wedding ring, which her wedding ring is most likely in her ex-fiance's hand at the balcony. So what would be the next thing to do? Let me look at these things just in case they tell me something. I don't think so, but you never know.
It was a painting of the gazebo I recognized from the cliff top. The two sea deities stared at me with disapproving eyes. I didn't know what I could have done to disappoint a statue.
Okay. Put that here for now.
I placed the record into the phonograph. Still, without a horn, it wasn't going to play.
Oh yeah, that's right. A horn. We can't use the bottle.
Nope.
Okay. Well, if you cut the bottle,
I
it's
didn't need-
technically a horn, I guess. Okay. Let's see if we
Hey,
can-
Cordelia.
Oh,
Where do these doors behind me go?
the middle door goes up to the cupola, but the key's been lost ever since Master Cecil died. There's not much up there from what I remember, just old sheets, linens, and lace.
And the door on the right?
Probably something.
That's where
Oh,
the
lace.
parlor witch lives.
Lace for her veil that we need.
Did you say a witch lives in the house?
Oh, yes. Didn't you know? Mr. Rackham isn't the only one said to delve into the supernatural. Perhaps
How
poor little
would we know?
Abigail was just an innocent, caught in the middle of Mr. Rackham's and her brother's dark dealings.
Who is she? Is she still there now?
I should think so. The Belmores brought her to the house not long before they disappeared, though after moving into the house, she was never seen again. No one ever goes in, and no one ever comes out. I don't even think Mrs. Craddock can get in there.
How do I get
Thank you for
in
your
there
help.
then?
Goodbye, Mr. McCallan.
I obviously need to get in there. Can we
Nope.
break it open?
I need. Nope. That didn't work.
Okay. Those are the only things I can think of that could break open the door.
Hey, where'd you go? You're meant to hide somewhere in this room. That still counts as a win for me, you know.
Yeah. Let's
I
slice
didn't
it.
need to cut that.
Well, we don't need to cut it, but I feel like we could. So, how can we get into
That didn't work.
Cecil's room?
I needed to think of. I didn't need to dust that.
I was thinking maybe if we got this on, we could see where he's going. What if we...
I did. That wasn't going to. I needed. That didn't work.
We need
Hello,
to
Sebastian.
figure out
Back
how
for a
to
rematch?
find him.
You seek.
You're on.
I was far too big. Hiding inside a locked chest might have been fine for a ghost, but as long as I cherished staying alive, I wasn't climbing inside it.
Okay, well then we can't hide anywhere.
The door was locked.
Because all these doors are locked.
The door was locked.
Oh yeah, I read this.
I didn't need to blow on that.
Oh.
I was far too.
Ready or not, here I come. Found you.
Goody
Yeah, no
for
shit.
You didn't even make it hard. Maybe I should hide next time.
you. Hello,
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Back for a...
You hide, I'll seek.
Great. Eyes closed and count 5 Mississippis. I won't even leave the...
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I come.
But how are we going to do this? Because if we check the curtains, he's gonna appear here. But if we check the trunk, he's gonna appear behind the curtains.
I needed to think of something else. I didn't have time. I didn't have... Gazing into the portrait's eye. That didn't work.
Fine, let's just open this then, and then he'll pop out from... I think I need to look up what to do next. I'm a tiny bit stuck. Let's see.
Too
I
easy.
have...
I just wish this
There
was
we go.
more of a challenge.
Yeah, kid. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, chamber pot we've gotten. Record. Okay. Okay, feather duster, we got that. Okay, once you grabbed all these preliminary items, head back into Abigail's bedroom and out onto the balcony. Oh! Hang on. Oh. Okay.
I assessed whether the railing would be safe to climb. With the
We
slippery
can,
ironwork
climb
and
it.
crumbling masonry, the answer was obviously no. But I didn't have the luxury of safety. Here goes nothing.
Yeah, here we go.
Hauling myself onto the roof from the ornamental railings, I realized there was no easy path to get higher. The roof tiles ranged from loose and dangerous to soggy and dangerous. Either way, I wasn't going to be able to climb them.
No, but there's a ladder over here, so...
As I approached the lightning rod, I started to feel the hair on the back of my neck standing up.
Ooh!
That was a close one.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the lightning bolt had hit the lightning rod instead of me, breaking it from its socket and sending the rod tumbling to the ground below. It looked like someone had already intended to start fixing the roof. I looked inside the toolbox and took the only thing it held, a rusty old pair of pliers.
Okay. What the heck do we need pliers for, though? Oh, for the wires in the basement, maybe? Maybe.
There was nothing I could do with the empty socket. With a spark of inspiration that worried even me, I decided to test whether I could improvise a replacement for the lightning rod, breaking all manner of building codes in the process.
Heck yeah. Nice, and that gives us...
I definitely didn't have the natural balance needed to walk across the cable unaided.
Okay, so that gives us unaided. Okay. Oh, so we can't...
I didn't want to touch the poker again.
Oh,
I may
we
have been
can't walk
hallucinating this
over here.
entire experience, but some self-administered shock therapy didn't seem appealing.
You can't walk across it unaided. Well, let's go down and see if we can use the pliers down in the basement. Let's see. Oh, no, library.
I flipped the switch, but nothing happened. It seemed the barrel lift. I pulled out the
Yes,
wire with
okay.
the pliers and managed to dislodge it from the fuse box.
Okay. So we needed to go to the barrel lift. Nice.
With a surge of electricity from the lightning strike, the barrel lift came to life, disappearing into the water, then rising up to the hatch above. So this was how they loaded barrels in and out of the cellar. I needed to use the switch to operate the barrel lift. I needed to use...
Okay.
I flipped the switch and the barrel lift ground to a halt. I needed to use the switch.
Okay. What else can we...
Knowing the erratic surges of electricity that must have been flowing... Now that the wire was loose, I no longer needed the pliers to remove it.
Okay, then why can't I?
Knowing the erratic surges of electricity that must have been flowing through the wire into the barrel lift, I decided it was wiser not to do any more rewiring.
Okay, so that's the only thing I can do. I should have checked the others then. Dang it. Wire.
I could...
Twine. Okay. Can we walk across it? No. So what do you want me to put here? Is my question.
I needed to use the switch to operate the barrel lift.
Yeah, but we need to put something on it, don't we?
The wine racks were largely bare. What few bottles remained were cracked and empty.
Okay, we're just supposed to go upstairs. Oh. Yeah, I never tried to take her parasol.
Miss LaRue, would you mind if I borrowed your parasol?
Don't be silly, Murphy. It's a beautiful evening outside.
Didn't you see the lightning?
A parasol's to protect you from the sun, silly. Carry this out in a lightning storm and you might... Actually, go right ahead and take it. You have fun.
Thank you.
The glint in her eye sent a shiver through me.
Okay. Now, what do we do with that? Is that what we need to aid us over the line upstairs? Let's try it at least.
As a child, I'd once watched a traveling circus act calling himself the Great Balancerio amble his way across a high wire with only a parasol to keep him steady. With absolutely zero practice and infinitely more chance of death, it was now my turn to try it.
Heck
Oh
yeah.
well,
Let's go.
here goes.
Don't fall. I see a telescope. Would that
Whoa.
actually
Whoa.
help?
Whoa.
Having a
Whoa.
parasol? I wonder. Oh, no!
Oh, that was a close one. While I may have lost the parasol, I did have one thing on Balancerio. I accomplished my stunt without having to wear a leotard.
But now we can't get back across. Nope, that's a lot
The
of
face reminded me of a
spider
man I
webs.
used to buy milk from. From the neck up, he looked like an Italian nobleman. From the neck down, he'd wear denim dungarees and nothing else. It probably wasn't the same guy.
Oh, this is where it goes down to one of the doors in the hallway, isn't it? So we can unlock it from there. Ew,
As I
that's gonna
placed
be
my
good.
hands on the trunk, I saw something out of the corner of my eye. Spiders. Dozens of them.
Ooh.
I may have been battling supernatural forces of evil, but the forces of evil didn't have 8 legs, fangs, and the ability to jump on me. I needed to clear the spider webs away if I was going to get into that trunk.
I got what we need.
Using the feather duster, I began sweeping away the spiders and their webs.
I
from a
hate that
relatively
though,
safe
because it would
distance.
all stick to the duster. It would all stick, and you would be covered in spider web and spiders.
Now that it was free of spiders, I opened the trunk.
Hit it. What's inside?
Searching through the trunk, I found blankets, bedding, tablecloths, and tucked up in the corner,
Yeah,
a
the lace
delicate lace
veil.
veil.
That's what we need. Nice.
There was nothing else of interest in the trunk.
Okay. What about the telescope?
Looking through the telescope, all I could see was a blur. I soon realized why. A telescope without a lens wasn't going to be much use.
Okay, so we need a lens. And we can't just...
I couldn't do
no.
that.
Just had to try.
The globe looked more decorative than functional, like a chihuahua with a bow tie.
Okay, so we need a lens. We have lace at least. Let's go down. Nice. Let's put the lace down.
I placed the veil on the dresser. There were 4 items left.
Mm-hmm. Now. I'm kind of back to not knowing what to do.
I didn't need to.
Okay. And I still don't know what to do with the barrel lift.
I had nothing else to say to the Colonel. The empty glass. Hello.
Beat it, bud.
Hi there.
Keep wa-
Okay.
Good evening.
Why, hello again, Murphy.
I heard you've been engaged before, Tallulah?
Only a few times. What can I say? I'm just unlucky when it comes to love.
Yeah,
Who was your first
sure.
fiance?
Buford T. Vanderbilt, the Silver Fingers of the Silver Lakes. Played the banjo every day except Tuesday, and would serenade me as I stood on the plantation balcony, until he was found with banjo wire around his neck, garroted by his own instrument. Do you know when
Jesus.
banjo songs sound their best?
I don't think I do.
When they're over.
Oh, well, aren't you, bitch?
Who was your second fiance?
Chuck Charleston III, famed alligator wrestler. That is, until he overdosed on cough medicine an hour before his wrestling show and fell asleep on the riverbank. Ended up as 16 separate pieces inside the gator's belly. That alligator never developed a cough, though.
Okay, lady.
Who was your third fiance?
Thaddeus Winthrop Jr., the maestro of Mardi Gras, held the biggest fireworks display this side of Montgomery. But who knows what his suit was washed in, because one stray spark and the man was up in flames like a creme brulee. Talk about going out with a bang. Now I've just got to keep an eye out for who'll be the next object of my affections.
Do these guys know this? 'Cause seems like an idiotic thing to do to try to impress someone who's a
I
killer
best be running along.
of
Ta-ta
3
for now.
men. And also, yeah, she really just has to do it out of Just a love for the game, I guess, because she got nothing out of it. She's already rich, her family's rich, and they never even got engaged properly. Or they didn't get to the altar, at least.
Would you like a rematch of the pistol duel?
What, boy?
So, can I take some of this? Oh, there's... Is it just... No, I think I'm just seeing things, but it looked like there's
I
stuff
didn't need to.
on the feather duster now.
I could. Nope. That didn't work. I needed to think of something else.
I thought maybe making a bomb, you know? Can I...
That wasn't going to work. Nope.
Hmm.
One at a time, I poured the powder into the muzzle of the pistols.
But he does it into both.
That wasn't going to work.
Can I take it, though?
No, McCallan, you haven't put in the shot.
Okay, so I can't cheat it.
I then dropped the shot into each muzzle.
Yeah, he says each, so...
Finally, I patted the
Doesn't
contents
seem like
down
I
with the
can just
ramrod.
put it in one of them.
Remember, boys, if you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire! Well,
Hit both of them.
Hit! Me too!
oh, neither of you missed? Well, sorry, boys, but I think that's a draw. What a terrible waste of everybody's time.
Sure, lady. Can I... Card catalog.
I didn't need to search for a book right now. I already felt like I was in one.
And they don't want to talk to me. Oh, really? Okay.
With extraordinary fortune, the porcelain chamber pot fitted neatly into the decorative ironwork of the barrel lift.
Okay, I guess. Wouldn't it fall out when it comes to the top,
I
though?
flipped the switch and the barrel lift started up again. Held by the barrel lift, the chamber pot plunged beneath the surface, scooping up the murky floodwater, then carrying it to the ground level hatch above. With time,
I
the
guess
jury-rigged
it's
machine
just-
began bailing the
it's
cellar like a
point-and-click
sailor trying
logic.
to save a sinking dinghy.
It's point and click game logic. Okay, are we good?
Now that I had my contraption working, I thought I'd leave the barrel lift running, just in case the cellar started to flood again.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go down here then. We need alcohol.
The wine racks were largely bare. What few bottles remained were cracked and empty.
Oh,
There was nothing large that I needed to move.
okay. Let's get some alcohol.
With the bottle positioned beneath it, I turned the spigot. The grotesque face began spewing out rum like it was 2 a.m. on Bourbon Street.
Okay. Now we have alcohol for the thorns, but can we also give him a little bit?
Can I top you off, Colonel?
Oh, excellent. What do you have there?
Belmore rum, aged 33 years.
Wonderful. Fill her up. I much prefer rum to that hoity-toity champagne they serve. Rum is a man's drink. I'll save this for the toast later.
Do you think that's a good idea, Colonel?
I certainly do. You know, Foskett, I've had about
He's
enough
been
of
stuck
your
here without
sanctimonious
any
paddling.
drink
I'm
for
just
33
enjoying
years with
myself,
you.
And all I hear is the
Yeah.
groaning of a long-winded clergyman.
Let the
I'm
guy
not
drink.
groaning. You just don't like to face the truth. My sanctimonious prattling, as you so ungratefully call it, is all that stands between your unrighteous life and a subsequent consignment to the fiery gates.
You know, that must be it. It's a revelation, an epiphany. All these years I've been thinking I've been in limbo, wondering why I haven't moved on to the pearly gates or the raging fires, and now I've realized.
What have you realized?
I must be in hell right now, and listening to you is my torture. Well, that's it. I can't bear any more.
Oh, we need that.
There! Now I can't hear a word you
I didn't
say.
even think of that. That's what
Infantile.
we need.
Well, I should certainly hope she does.
For the music, I didn't even think of that. Guess my brain isn't completely working today. Oh, we need to go down and get more, I guess. Okay. Well, the colonel at
Refilled the
least
bottle,
got
but as the
something
rum
to
neared
drink.
its neck,
Can
the
he
flow
even
turned to
drink
dribbles.
though?
That must
I
have
mean,
been
he's
the last
dead.
of it.
But if you can, good for you. You need it, having been stuck there with the priest for 33 years.
All of the smaller barrels I could see were rotted and empty.
Okay. Just checked in case. Where is actually we need to go. There we go. Now let's put some alcohol on
I
this
emptied the
dish.
rum onto the thorns and waited.
Turns out it liked it. Nice.
There was only one rose left. I needed to be more delicate than ripping it out of the flower bed.
Okay, well, I have scissors.
Delicately, I cut the stem and picked up the last rose in the house.
Okay, nice. So now we have that. We have that for the music. We already have the veil. We need the ring and we need the cake. Okay, let's see if we can talk to him again and see if he has anything else to say.
I had nothing else to say to the gardener.
Okay. We need cake. And we need the guys to... one of them to shoot each other or something. Like,
Stop
can we...
right there.
No. I need
Good
cake.
evening, Mrs. Craddock.
Oh, are you still here?
Yes, why would I go?
When you talk about sinners in the house, do you mean the parlor witch?
Don't even mention her. Why the Belmores thought to bring her into this house is beyond me. Oh, thank goodness we have Father Foskett trapped with us to keep this house holy.
Where is the parlor witch?
Now don't go seeking her out. You'll only regret it. We barely ever see her, but she's up there in one of the locked rooms, tainting the entire household. I found some of her black candles one day, you know. Who
Oh yeah, I
knows what
found
she
those
did
as
with them?
well.
Voodoo spells and magic rituals. I confiscated them and put them on top of the fuse box in the cellar. At
Yeah,
least
yeah, I
if there's a
found
power
those.
surge, they can do some good for a change.
I found those.
I've heard Rackham deals in the occult as well.
What poppycock! Mr. Rackham is a good, honest, hard-working man. The cure for the ailments of this house. The witch is
Yeah,
why we are cursed to
sure.
remain here. And it is why a good, honest marriage between Mr. Rackham and Miss Belmore will finally allow us to move on. Just as I wish to do with this entire subject of conversation.
Thank you for your help.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I do have the candles. I did that. But I need the cake. I need this.
The wedding cake was tempting, but I wasn't getting past the housekeeper without her approval.
Yes, I need to figure out how to get that invitation. That's the music room. Yeah. Well, let's go. Put this here.
I placed the rose in the vase. There were 3 items left.
And put this here.
With a bit of improvisation, I have fixed the ear trumpet to the phonograph in place of the broken horn. Now I just needed the remaining wedding items before I started it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so how do we do the whole thing with the kid and with the twins that's dueling? Is there still nothing?
I thought it best to leave Cordelia.
Yeah. And here we need a lens. I'm guessing we can't
That
use
wasn't
this.
going to work.
Yeah. The bus, the globe. We have a button magnet. So we don't want to put this
I
on.
needed to think of something else. It was the ornate brooch I'd had cleaned at the jeweler's, now glimmering in the light.
Yeah. Also, we still have this one for some reason. Okay. I'm having to look up a lot of things. Jeez, I'm feeling really stupid. Okay, we done that. We done the rum, the air trumpet. Place the record, yeah. We need to get the ring. Yeah, we've talked to Sebastian Bach. Oh, okay.
Hello,
Back for a
you hot?
Right.
Great. Eyes closed and count 5 Mrs.
Oh, wait.
2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi.
Hang on.
Ready or not? Here.
Yeah, let's just do this. I think it said I have to... Yeah. If we have him seek, we can tie it around his leg and
Better
then we
luck
speak to
next
him
time.
automatically right away.
Hello,
And we
Sebastian.
lose
Back
and...
for a rematch.
Okay.
You see-
You're on.
Okay, and then we tied this. I knew there was something we had to do to make sure that we could see where he was going. I just thought that maybe it would be footprints if we used If we use...
Ready or not, here I come.
If we use the
Found you.
gunpowder.
Goody for you.
You didn't.
Yeah.
Hello, Sebastian.
Back.
Now, you hide and I'll
You hide.
seek.
Great.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 5 Mississippi. Ready or not?
Aha.
I wonder who's behind this curtain.
Gotcha.
What? How'd you find me?
Maybe you're not the best at this after all.
You cheated. You tied that string to me.
Don't be a sore loser. You never specified in the rules that it wasn't allowed. Now, about that route through the staircase room.
Grown-ups are tricky. Here, this'll tell you how to do it.
Nice.
Cheetah, pumpkin eater.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure you were cheating
I
too.
almost felt bad. Almost. Because when I looked at the document, I was sure I'd been swindled. What I'd been given wasn't a blueprint of the house, but a wedding schedule scribbled on in colored crayon.
Oh, wait, where did I see those colors? Yeah, where did I see those colors?
It was a wedding schedule for this evening, but the printed times had been replaced with new times drawn in colorful crayon.
Yeah, so blue, green, red, orange, blue, red. Where was that? I'm completely blank right now. Where was that? I know I've seen some colors somewhere, haven't I?
I thought I'd leave.
Okay. And I think we're done with this guy too, aren't we?
I couldn't see anything alive. I couldn't. The fountain had long run dry, and the.
Yeah. Okay, let's look around then, cause I don't remember. Why does he go down to look at the bookshelves? That's so stupid.
I wondered if the shelves held any books on battling ghostly curses, but that's. Good evening, Miss.
Why, hello.
I bet.
Ta-ta for now.
Okay.
After my escapades with the fish.
Are we sure it's not these?
Nope.
No. Grand Hall, that's the library.
Good evening, Colonel.
What? The Battle of Bourbon Bay. What a glorious day that was.
Good evening,
Summer
Father
is
Foskett.
coming so
Hello
much
again, my
earlier
child.
each year. It's insane. It's already getting to be so hot these days, and it's just the beginning of May. It's insane.
I've heard there's a witch in the house.
I'm afraid you've heard correctly. A terrible lapse in judgment on the part of the Belmore brothers, I'm afraid. And now look at what's happened.
Who is she?
I don't rightly know, but she must have something to do with this evil state we find ourselves in.
I best be heading off.
God be with you.
So these don't have anything to do with this?
It was a small leather pouch with a drawstring used for magic spells. Currently, it was empty.
Ah. Oh, wait.
Sebastian had told me that the wedding schedule would get me through the staircase room. Sebastian had told me that the wedding schedule would get me through the staircase room. I began to wonder if the times he'd scribbled down had something to do with the clock at the center of the void.
Yeah, but where's the colors? It says ceremony commences, so 7? Three. And 8.
I was back where I started.
Huh.
Something was telling me I was still on the right track. I passed through each door just as the times on the schedule had told me. But maybe there was more to being spun around than I realized.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's the colors as well, but I didn't see those colors in the staircase room. Yeah, I don't see the colors. Hum.
I thought it best to... Now wasn't the... Lighting the fire... Excuse me, Miss Belmore? It was no use. She was in such a deep trance I doubted if she knew I was standing only feet away from her.
This was just completely empty.
The trunk was empty.
Yeah.
Gazing into the... The wedding cake... I didn't need to involve myself in supernatural small talk. I had a love antidote to make.
Yeah, but there was the walls thing. Huh. Oh my good lord. The clock changes depending on what angle you're at. So at this angle, 7 would be where 7 is. Which is why we hear that. But at this would be 12. So if that's 12, then this is 3. Hmm, 11 would be here. 9, so if this is 12, and this is 9, yeah, okay, 9, 4, where are we? Okay, we're upside down, so 12, there. And then 8.
My head's still
Okay, we
spinning.
did
I
it.
passed through the final door of the staircase room with the realization that I'd followed the final steps of a dead man.
I would not have figured that out if I didn't look it up. And it's also very confusing that it was the colors. Like, excuse me? Also, hello, Crow?
I'd never been in love, yet seeing the drastic measures the sailor had resorted to, I felt his pain all too viscerally. The happiest day of his life became the day his true love rejected him. It must have broken him.
Oh, poor guy.
The sailor's skeleton still clasped his wedding ring for Abigail. With some unease, I took the ring, promising the skeleton I'd return it to the woman who loved him.
Yeah. She didn't.
This must have been the skeleton of the sailor.
She didn't reject him on purpose. She was under a spell. Okay, that was it. So now we have the ring. We still need the cake. Which I really don't understand how we're supposed to get the cake.
I placed the ring on the dresser. There was just one item left.
Yeah, the cake. How the frick do we get the cake? Oh god. Once again, I would never have thought to do this.
Inspired by the pistol duel, a plan began to form in my head. With 2 wooden carvings on either side of the room, I could bore a rough hole in each of them. My, look at the carving. All wooden and carved and wooden.
I am so glad I live in a time where there are readily available walkthroughs online.
Yes, these certainly are some of the most carved pieces of wood I've ever had the privilege of seeing.
Or else there would be so many games I wouldn't be able to finish. Especially when it
I
comes
was finished,
to
they looked
point and click.
passably like bullet holes.
Okay, but what now? Because they see that they both get hit. So do we not load them?
Would you like a rematch?
What, boy?
One at a time. Finally,
Remember,
Let's see.
boys, if you miss, you're not the man for me.
But the last times we've tried this, we've seen them have the...
Well,
We've seen them pull it out.
I've been hit.
Yeah.
Me too.
oh, neither of you missed? Well, sorry, boys, but I think that's a draw. What a terrible waste of everybody's time.
I may have forged some bullet holes, but when the shot ended up inside the duelist's chests, they didn't have much reason to go looking for them. Would you like a rematch of the...
What a boy!
We're supposed to do this.
Stealthily, I took the button magnet from my pocket and affixed it to the end of the ramrod. With its small size, it could barely be spotted. One at a time,
Then this is gonna pull it back out.
Finally, I patted the contents down with the ramrod. When the ramrod emerged, the magnet I'd attached brought the shot with it. With the prestidigitation of a magician, I dropped it discreetly back into the shot tub. To anyone else, the pistols appeared to be properly loaded.
Remember, boys,
This is
if
such
you
a
miss,
tricky one.
you're not the man for me.
I would never have thought to do this.
Fire!
I'm not hit. Well, neither am I.
You both missed. Are you sure the pistol's fired?
Look, there's a bullet hole in the carving. And in the carving over there.
So what does that mean? Who lost?
Looks like you both did.
Then who's going to accompany Miss LaRue?
Me.
I think the lady's words were, if you miss, you're not the man for me.
But we both missed.
He's right. If you're both losers, I can't take either of you to the wedding. I'm not dating a man that can't shoot straight.
Tallulah, we can talk about this. Give us another chance.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up. Here, Murphy. You can have this. I won't be needing it anymore.
I guess it wouldn't be a good thing to be seen coming to the wedding alone. The Belmore family cordially invite you and one guest to attend the union of Miss Abigail Belmore and her betrothed to take place on the evening of All Hallows Eve 1899 at the stately Belmore Manor on Devil's Rock, Louisiana. Please bring this invitation with you for a spirited evening of dancing and merriment in celebration of the eternal soulmates. Yours sincerely, the Belmore family.
It was an invitation to the waltz in the Belmore Manor ballroom.
Let's go! Here you go.
You know, it's funny, I completely forgot I had the invitation on me the whole time. It's these vest pockets. They're much bigger than they look. Seriously, you wouldn't believe the number of things I've been carrying around with me tonight.
Yeah.
You have an invitation?
Yes, I do.
It'd be rude not to show my face.
Are you absolutely sure about that? I'm sure our guests could survive without beholding the sight of your singular visage. You see, as the housekeeper, it is my job to ensure that only guests of the highest class are in attendance.
Yeah,
How kind of you to think so highly of me.
Look, just don't try burping the alphabet or announcing when you're going to the lavatory.
I had nothing.
I need cake.
Please, keep clear of the dance floor! Please!
I didn't need to involve my... Walking around the upstairs mezzanine, I found myself in a small balcony overlooking the dance floor, where a tabletop of placards had been set out. At the side, a board marked Dance Steps looked like it would hold the placards in a chosen order, directing the dance below. All I had to do was set it up, then ring the bell.
I probably need to make them knock over the cake,
I couldn't
right?
reach the wedding cake from the mezzanine.
So Oh, I needed to go out here. Okay, I see what we're doing. Mm-hmm.
The dancers moved around the
Okay.
dance floor like clockwork soldiers, directed by the moves on the board. And with their movements, the cart holding the wedding cake could be pushed around too. That wouldn't work.
I'm just gonna see, hang on, which one's the correct ones again. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we should put promenade here, maybe?
There was already a car.
Which one went to the left? I have no idea. Okay, so progress goes to right. Okay. Okay. So progress goes to the right. Right? Yeah. Joyette goes up. Carousel is just in place. Viens is left. And carousel is left. What? Why did carousel all of a sudden become left? Okay. So... make them go to the right. Up, right. Joyette was up. Is promenade down then? So from up.
The only thing I could.
I'm just, I need to see it be done. Yeah, so right up. Okay. So carousel is just standing in place. So promenade went down, right? Promenade is down. Okay, Joyette is up. Wait, Joyette is up. Yeah, because progress is this way. So this way. Okay, so they can't be pushed further out. So they can't push. Okay. So carousel is just standing
I
in
couldn't do that.
place.
I couldn't reach.
Hmm.
The tabletop and
Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, so it starts with Joyette. Jens. Promenade. Progress. Joyette. Jens, and then. Huh? The correct combination to get the cake. Joyette. Viens. Promenade. Progress. Oh. Carousel. Joyette. Viens. Okay. So does it do something when these two are together then? And these two? Yeah, now Carousel all of a sudden goes somewhere. Huh. Okay.
Heading down from the mezzanine, I saw what I was after. The cake cart had been pushed off the dance floor and into reach.
Nice.
I couldn't cut a slice out of the wet.
Yeah.
While Mrs. Craddock rubbed her temples, I had a moment of opportunity. I knew I wasn't supposed to cut the cake if I wasn't the groom, but these were unusual circumstances.
Nice. Let's go. Bye.
Did you just touch the wedding cake?
Nope.
Certainly not. I was just admiring it.
I should hope so. If I catch you with so much as a crumb on your fingers, you will be in serious trouble.
Yeah. Old meanie. Let's go. We should have everything we need now.
I placed the wedding cake
Also,
on the dresser.
what kind of
5
cake
wedding
is
items
this?
were ready. It was time
Looks
to
like
start up the
dirt and
phonograph.
mold.
Abigail, if you can hear me, try to come back to your final happy moment. I began to feel a change in the room. The air not quite so still, the shadows not quite so dark, and the bride not quite so distant. I just hoped I'd made a wise decision.
You cannot be allowed to do this. I will stop you. At any cost, I will stop you. I'm free. You came back.
Please don't try to kill me a third time.
Don't worry, Murphy McCallan. I'm not here to do that.
I think I might have caused all of this, but I can explain everything.
I'm afraid to say I think you might be right, but at least there's a chance we can do something to fix it. If only... Oh no. He's coming.
Who's coming?
Who do you
Rackham,
think?
you need to hide. If we're going to fix this, he can't know where you are. Quickly, out on the balcony.
Abigail, where is he?
Where is who?
Don't play dumb with me, little girl. I know about your little game on the riverboat. I know that you've brought that mortal into the house. Where is he?
You know, I haven't seen him.
I know you're lying to me, Abigail, but it makes no matter. There's nothing any mortal can do to stop my plans. The wedding will take place tonight, and this time, you're going to say I do.
I'll never marry you, Rackham.
I'm afraid you won't have a choice.
I've broken free of your spell before. I can do it again.
I'm not so sure that's true. The love spell will take hold again, and every minute you spend broken out of it drains you more and more from ever breaking out of it again. Soon the spell will take hold of you forever, and then you will marry me. The Belmore treasure will be mine.
No.
You had your chance, Abigail. You chose that nightmare. And after tonight, you'll never be able to leave it again.
That's a lot of faces. Oh, the brothers.
What a creep.
Abigail, is it safe?
Of course not, but we don't have the luxury of waiting. Come with me, Murphy. I have a plan, and there are some things you really need to know.
Yay! Part 3 Skeleton Keys. But that will be in the next part. I will end it there. Let's see.
The Grand Hall. Why are we back here?
Guess
I
we'll
suppose you
do
have some
this
questions
first.
for me, Murphy McCallan?
Just a few.
Yeah, I can-
This trip to Devil's Rock isn't going anything like I planned.
Oh, are we good? Okay. Yeah, so I will end it there, and that will be it for part 2. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!